Hey, welcome back to my channel Yegobox, which is our company. So we are a software development company. So I thought it makes sense to have JavaScript course absolutely for beginner on our channel, so that we can help developer around the country to learn, pick up the language they want to learn, JavaScript today. Um, so we are going to start from scratch learning the JavaScript. Okay, so but before we move forward, because this video is for absolutely the beginner, so we're going to see what is JavaScript anyway. So if you think about JavaScript and you come to Google and you search about it, JavaScript is often abbreviated as GS. It's a programming language, as you can see here from a Google search. It's a programming language that conforms to ECMAScript specification. JavaScript is a high level, often just in time, compiled and multi-paradigm. It's a curly bracket syntax. So you're going to learn about that. So what is a syntax? What is a JavaScript? What is a programming language in general? So if this is new to you and you're going to start, learning programming, so you are wondering what is JavaScript anyway. So what is programming language? So a programming language is a language like any other language, like Kinyarwanda or French, but for computer. So you tell a computer, you communicate, you human, you communicate with the computer by telling it what to do, then it does it. So now, like any other language, for a language to happen, it needs a syntax. There is a way you write Rwanda, different to how you write Swahili, different of how you write English, and different of how you write French. So that is the syntax of the language. So to computer also, when we say programming language, now we talk about the which syntax are we going to use. So now, because we are going to learn JavaScript, you are going to learn the syntax of JavaScript. So as you can see, you would need a VS Code editor. So VS Code is an editor. So it's like in order to write, some words, you need a paper where you can write something on. And in programming language, you need a code editor. That's what we call code editors. Just do the same job as what you can do for paper, but because you cannot write on paper and take that paper to the machine so they can understand. So you need a specific tool which is called Visual Studio Code Editor. And this code editor is going to help you out just to write your code. So now you click there and you see the VS Code, and when you go there, you click download and you install the software on your machine. So once you have that VS Code installed on your machine, now I think you are very ready to start learning the JavaScript with me here. And if you are not, by the way, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and tell your friend to subscribe to my channel, because I want to just help you out. And the only thing I'm asking from you guys just to subscribe to my channel, right? So now I have a folder here. So you can create a folder and you can open that folder with this VS Code you have downloaded so far. So anyway, is there any way I can change? I want to change this to white, right? So because I wish that you can, if it is white, I can, let me see if I can change the setting of this VS Code to dark. Um, yeah, so let me see if I can change. Okay, how can I change the background of VS Code? Okay, let me see. change the theme of VS Code. Okay, let me see how I can do it. So in VS Code, you open the Cora theme, picker, file preference, Cora theme. You can also use the capture display the picker. Then, okay, Control K. Okay, Control K. Right. So let me switch that to right so that you can see, guys, what I'm doing here. So now we have our folder, which is JavaScript. By the way, you can see when I switch the theme from dark to right, you can see like, you can see the image very clearly. So that's what I was looking for. So now this is your first time and you're going to learn programming language with me. So if you don't know me, I'm the CEO of Yegobox, and we are a software development company in Rwanda, in Africa, in the world. Anyway, that's story for another day. So when you're going to learn a programming language, you need to learn what we call the extension, because the computer, to understand what you load, that it is a program, it is a computer program, you need an extension. And because we are going to use JavaScript, now you need a GS extension. And what do I mean by extension? So let me come here and create a new file, and I'm going to code the index. Okay, so by typing the index, the computer doesn't know what is the index, what does it mean. So you need to tell it, you need to guide it so that it knows it is a programming language. So that's why you need to put dot, then put the extension. So you see I added .gs to tell the computer that this is the JavaScript file I'm writing here. So now once you have that, you can see that file is opened in editor and you are ready to go. So now, so this is JavaScript, and this is how you create a JavaScript file. Empty, nothing, install. Okay, so now in order to compile the JavaScript, you need to have this is not a requirement, by the way, but for our use case and how we want to learn small step by step, we need to install what we call Node.js. Okay, so let's go to Node.js. You see the first result comes, click to download, go to downloads to Node.js, and you pick whatever version you want to install on your computer. So once you have the Node.js installed on your computer, so I'm pretty sure you know how to install the software, any type of software. There's nothing special if you are on Windows, by the way. But if you are on Linux or Mac OS, that's just another different story. But I assume you are on Windows. So if you are not, please leave me, give me the comments so I can guide you of how you can do on your, how you can install it on your specific machine you are using. So I assume you have now installed Node.js on your machine, and of course you have installed the VS Code. So now let's come back to our JavaScript file. Okay, so now the first things we're going to learn is called comment in programming. So what is comment in programming? So a comment is a line of code that a compiler is not going to care about. Okay, so if you have a program and you have the comment, the interpreter, the computer is going to ignore that line of code. It's going to say, oh, hey, you want me to read this program you wrote, and I'm going to ignore this comment that so this means ignore, right? Simple terms. I just don't want to be like that teacher where they just keep just saying something that doesn't make sense. So just say it's just ignore this line of code. Snap. Okay, so now we have the variable. So what is a variable? Okay, so a variable is it's like, let me put it in a simple terms. Okay, let me say you're going to cook for, you have a recipe, you have something you want to cook. Maybe you want to cook, pilau or any sort of isombe or something like that. So now you want to cook this food, but you just want to prepare that food before you put them in cooking machine or whatever where you're cooking. So now that is what we call a variable. You prepare something you're going to use somewhere. Okay. So let me have a variable in JavaScript is like this. You use the var keyword, or now you can even use the keyword. So we are going to cook our recipe, and we say, okay, let's have onion, and let's have oil, and let's have what else? Let's have what else? I don't know. I'm not a cooker, but I'm trying to explain what can be the variable, right? So let's have these things only. So this is how you can say the variable. So as I said, the variable is something you explain, you put in a place that you're going to use later. Okay, and the same way you can have the ingredients to cook your recipe, and you prepare that, then you, after preparing them, you're going to cook. So the same here, you're going to cook, but you're going to define the variable, which is our ingredients, then you're going to use them later. Okay, so now that's how you define a variable. And if you see this dot here in VS Code, you see this dot, this black dot here, so that means that your file is not saved, and you need to save it so that it can, so the VS Code can know what it is you are trying to do. So let me save it. You see that dot, that black dot is disappeared. So now we want to see what we have done so far. What does our program does, and I want to just show you that. So because we have downloaded Node.js on our computer, that means that we have the access to the command called nodes. Okay. So now if I type node, you can see that I'm inside node, but I don't want to use node right now. But I want to use node for just compiling this JavaScript to see the result. And that's what we are going to use node for this beginner series of JavaScript. Okay. Let me go out. You can see I need to Control C to escape the node things. Then I need to clear the environment so it's clean. Now let me use node to compile this JavaScript file so that I can see my program. What does it do? So let me do the index.js, and you can see it does nothing. Hey, because I have prepared the ingredient, but I didn't tell the program of what should I do with these ingredients. So okay, now I want to do something. Maybe I want, like, by by calling this program, just I want it to read me. So you can use this command, this code, and you can say console.log, and you can put a string there. I can say hello Yegobox, right? So who doesn't want to greet himself? Okay, so anyone want to. So now Remy now compile again. Voila, we have the hello Yegobox. So now our program is doing the simple basic things. Okay, but you can ask yourself, why do we have these things here? Why we didn't use them? Okay, let me use them. So I can do that because I said the variable can be those ingredients you are preparing to use later. Now let me put this hello Yegobox again. The variable can be equal, can be equal to something. You can define a variable, then equalize it with anything of the same type, of course. But because here I didn't find any type, but that's something we will talk about. A variable is equal to something. In this case, we are echoing the variable with the string, which is which is the hello Yegobox. Okay, now let me use my variable here. So let me use onion here. So now, so this is the same thing as I did, in the last line of the code. So here I have the onion. The onion is called to this type of string. Then I'm going to the fifth line. I'm now using the console.log just to print that onion that I have prepared above. So is it going to give me the same result? You have the answer. I see you're good boy. If you said, the answer you gave me, right? So let me do that. Okay, this is the same, right? So now we know how to define the variable and we know how to code the variable, right? And yeah, and we know how to print anything we have from the variable to the screen, and that is an achievement, right? So now that what can we do? What can we do? Let me think. Okay, we can even put the number here, right? So we can put that number here, and we can save. And because this console.log take many strings, so you can even put oil here. So now here we're going to print. We're going to print two string combined, right? That's an amazing. Let's see what it gave us. So what do you think is going to give us? You have the answer? Right, then see. All right, here Yegobox, and put that number in front of the onion. All right, so basically our program is working fine and it's telling you that whenever you call this variable and you use this console.log and you pass whatever string you want to pass there, it's going to print that on the screens. And you can even put something here. Let me try out. I didn't try it before. Let me see. You see it works because I know that this console.log takes as many string as you can give it, and it's going to print them out right away. So what we have covered today is pretty much interesting. So we have covered how to define variables, right? And we have covered how to download VS Code to start coding. And we have covered how to download the Node.js so that you can test your JavaScript from the terminal or CMD, whatever you are using. But I think you are using CMD. And this is the CMD. So for me, I'm using the bash, I'm using the bash. You can see here, which is something else, but you can use the CMD. If you have CMD, let me see, let me tell you what I mean here. So you can come here and you have the CMD here. If you are on Windows, it's probably you have the same. This is the same thing. So, but how did I get this terminal? I think that's the problem you can ask yourself. Okay, so let me explain. Okay. It's not a magic. Let me put it away. So I'm going to Control P. Did you see what I did? I hit Control on the keyboard, then while hitting the Control, then press P. You can see that I have these little, things. Then I'm going to open terminal. You see, once you tap the terminal, and they can even show you the shortcut you can use here, which is Control Shift plus these things, and then you are ready to open the terminal. So once you open the terminal, and it's bam here, right? I hope you know how it's done. So let me repeat that again. Let me close this one. So I have on my computer, I press Control because I'm on Windows. If you are on Mac, is another thing. But you press Control. While you are pressing the Control, you press P, right? And this little pop-up shows. Then you put this I don't know how it is called in English, whatever. But you put that things. You see that, and you type terminal, and whatever result comes first, you hit enter on your keyboard, then it's going to show you the terminal. All right. I think that's enough for today. And if you have your friend, tell them that I need subscription on this YouTube channel so we can grow the Yegobox Academy. You can grow the Yegobox community, and that's something I'm looking for, that you can help me, guys, if you watch this YouTube video. So help me out to reach 1,000 subscribers this month or next month. I will appreciate it so much. Thank you for watching my video. See you next time. Bye.